So first up, what exactly is hallmarking? Well, it's basically to understand very clearly, and it is just a purity certificate, which earlier used to be voluntary. Now it will be mandatory. It basically consists of a BIS mark, which is the Bureau of Indian Standards, which is kind of a triangle mark that comes on your jewelry, very tiny, but how it looks like I'll tell you on the program as well. But it also consists of cartridge that shows the purity. That means is it 14 karat, 18 karat, 22 karat, all of that is marked in. It also consists of AHC. Essentially, it's a marking center, and whoever is authenticating the hallmarking will leave their sign on your jewelry as well. Now, the deadline for September 1st had been put up for all traders to hallmark all their old stocks as well, and there will be no penalty until the 1st of September. Post that, there might be a fresh order. In fact, the original date for implementation was actually 15th of January, but the implementation was deferred, like I said, to June 15th due to COVID. Now, in India, 22,000 tons of gold is owned by households. Out of this, 600 tons is in jewelry production each year. And despite that, India being such a massive market, imagine, of gold, we have relatively very low percentage of hallmark jewelry, and this is what the new rule intends to change. So how exactly will it be beneficial for you? Well, this is to ensure that customers do not get cheated. This is to protect customers against lockage as well, enhance the credibility of gold. It should make doing business quite easy, because there will be a standard process now for all jewelers to follow, and this does not threaten the craft in India. In fact, it will help India become a leading gold market center in the world. And to achieve this, a number of AHCs or hallmarking centers have been increased as well, increased to 25% from the last couple of years. This was said to be a major roadblock, remember, in trying to make hallmarking mandatory. But the million-dollar question here, how can you check and ensure that your jewelry is hallmarked? What separates a genuine hallmark from a fake one? Well, these are some of the things that you can check. When you go out to buy your jewelry, check for a hallmark sign. That will tell you, and in fact, like I said, we'll just bring out that graphics for you, which tells you how it looks like as well. Ask your jeweler for a BIS license. They are required to display it up front as well. Make sure that the address on the slip and the store, they correspond. You in fact can get your own jewelry hallmarked, checked as well, from taking it to a hallmarking center, and it comes with a very nominal fee. You can check the list of hallmarking centers at the BIS website. It also, interestingly, has a list of suspended hallmarking centers as well. So be mindful of that once you indulge in that activity. And remember the old-fashioned ways of testing gold? Well, you could put your gold next to a magnet. Well, if it is real gold, it does not attract and does not get attached to the magnet. And you can also put your gold into water, and if it should immediately sink, that means it's gold as well. In fact, to make this more clear, let's bring out, yes, this visual representation to tell you how exactly what are the markers to look out for when you're buying jewelry now. So there are 4 signs that you need to be mindful of. We'll begin with the BIS, or the Bureau of Indian Standards mark, that is denoted by that triangle that you see, that we've zoomed in for you on that ring. The other thing to note is the carat mark. In this you see 916. It basically goes on to tell you the carat it is holding, thus showing the purity of gold. Then you see those 4 semicircles put together. That's your AHC or hallmarking center mark. It at times has a number on it as well. And then there is also a unique identification that generally a jeweler might put on it. They might also put in the year in which they have made this jewelry. So that is something that you need to be watching out for. Take a quick screenshot to ensure that you have that handy next time you go out and buy your gold. Apart from that, what items need to be hallmarked and which ones don't, that's also been made clear in this new order. Now, jewelry will now be allowed to sell only with 14, 18, 22 carats for now. Jewelers with annual turnover of up to 40 lakh will be exempted. And export and re-import, however, of jewelry is also exempted. Jewelry for international exhibitions is also exempted. Jewelry for government is exempted, and approved B2B domestic exhibitions, there also your hallmarking is not required. Apart from that, fountain pens, watches, special type of jewelry, they don't need to be hallmarked. And other kinds of jewelry that you buy, that is kundan, polki, jarau, all of them are exempted from hallmarking as well. Also, after this order, a lot of confusion came in about what happens to your old jewelry. Well, jewelers can continue to buy back your old jewelry if that's your concern at this point. There should be no penalties till August end, certainly, but you can also ask for your old jewelry be hallmarked if feasible for you. Like we said, you can go to the BIS website and they'll have a whole list where you can pay a nominal fee and get your old jewelry hallmarked as well. Apart from that, it's not just gold, remember, which needs to be hallmarked. Even your silver jewelry and artifacts can be hallmarked now. In fact, should be hallmarked as the government suggests.